I was born in Warsaw in 1931. I have a twin sister. My parents were very active in two different political movements. So there was always a lot of people in our small flat. My mother's family lived, a very large family, lived really around the corner, and we spent a lot of time with our grandparents and uncles and aunts. And I remember, not terribly clearly, the bombing of Warsaw, incendiary bombs and fires, orders by the Germans, worse and worse every day, I think. The Jews couldn't have any jewelry, couldn't earn more than, I don't know what, some small money, couldn't use the hospitals. Jewish, and couldn't use tramways or buses or the public transport. And then we began to hear that the ghetto, that the part of Warsaw was being built where all the Jews who lived outside would have to move in. In the ghetto, things also began to get much worse. A lot of, from the local villages and little towns, people were thrown into it and they just had nothing, nowhere to live, to stay. So people began to live in courtyards and there was no work. Children were smuggling things and being shot through holes through the wall or climbing over the ghetto wall. Terrible things went on outside, people being hung publicly, shot at random. We, as children, were told never to go out of the courtyard. I also remember, and so I'm proud of it, that there was, by that time, organized passive resistance, and a lot was going on. There was a secret library, I remember going to. There were some secret places where children who were over 11 had lessons. There was a committee, secret sort of committee in the block of flats, which tried to help the most desperate people in the block of flats. And there were also bulletins, different secret bulletins distributed around. And because my mother has always been active and continued to be active, had close connection with the Palestinian resistance and the Bund. They by that time worked together. I even remember going to a little puppet theater in the middle of all this. So people tried to live, those who could, pretend to some normal life.